with WWE Bad Blood in the books and Crown Royal coming up right around the corner, I thought it'd be fun, Larson, today to talk about who is going to dethrone whom. Is it whom is going to dethrone whom?
Question. Are we including Crown Jewel championships on
That's
this?
a championship in WWE, so of course we're going to do that.
50 carats of diamonds.
It's not being defended, right?
A year from now, it will be. I think.
Well, no, they'll crown a new. It's champion versus champion. So they'll crown a new.
Well, nobody's going to dethrone. This is going to be, yes, we're going to put it in there. It's going to be Gunther and probably Nia Jax. That's what it's going to be. Anyway.
Yeah, done.
Done. So that's the first one. There you go. Let's move on now, Larson, to the various championships in WWE and NXT. First up, let's talk about, I guess, why not? The top guy, top champion, WrestleMania 2 main eventer, Cody Rhodes.
You said top champion. I thought you meant Gunther.
No, this guy actually main events shows. So Cody Rhodes, whom is going to dethrone Cody Rhodes?
Probably The Rock. Probably The Rock will beat him. Now the question is, will The Rock beat him at WrestleMania next year? Will they have this match before then? Saturday night main event. I know Cody, the SmackDown wrestler, whatever. First Raw on Netflix. Who knows? And then do Rock Roman at Mania in 2025. I don't know the timeline per se. It might make more sense for The Rock to win it at some point at the end of this year, carry it into Mania, so you don't have the weird thing where he wins it, drops it. Because, like, if he won it at Mania, you know, he's not going to be around often enough to defend it over the course of an entire year to take on Roman for the title, so he'd have to vacate it. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Just have him, if he's going to win it, have him win it, like, I don't know, sometime between Saturday night main event and the Royal Rumble. Walks in the Mania as champ, I guess. Roman beats him there.
I think if you do The Rock winning, which I agree, I got The Rock beating Cody Rhodes as well. It's got to be a WrestleMania moment. I feel like Saturday night main event is going to be more like, what was that? What was the show that preceded WrestleMania 1? It was like
the Wrestling Classic.
No, that was right after. This one was right before. I think it was the MTV one.
Oh yeah, the shoot.
Although I think at that one they did Hogan versus Orndorff, didn't they? Straight up, I think they did. In any event,
didn't they do Hogan and Piper?
Oh, was that what they? Maybe that's what they did. I don't know what they did. In any event, I feel like it's going to be a goofier show this Saturday night main event. It's going to be like some weird tag team. Maybe it'll be Rock and Solo versus Cody and Roman. I don't know. In any event, I see that going down at WrestleMania, and then they just figure it out. Maybe they do that lame thing that was rumored where, like, he vacates that in favor of his own People's Championship, and then, you know, they do something. I don't know, but I feel like Rock's going to
Here's a possibility, too. They do a triple threat at Mania. I know Cody said recently, like, there's some huge plan for the main event at WrestleMania. Rock, Roman, and Cody all in the ring.
That'd be huge, yeah. Yeah, maybe throw Ryback in there for a fatal four-way. All right, man.
Sure, why not?
Let's move on to your guy. He's my guy, too. Gunther. I love Gunther. Gunther's great.
Doesn't really sound like he's your dude.
When he main events at WrestleMania, then we can talk. In any event, who... And I'm gonna take you to task today. Last time we did this, you said nobody's gonna beat Gunther. Larson, you gotta give me an answer. Who's gonna dethrone Gunther for the world title?
Well, nobody's gonna beat him for it. But if I have to give you an answer,
yes, you do. That's what the people are paying for.
Here's a scenario I could see playing out. Seth Rollins has already in the past beaten wrestlers who seemed unbeatable.
Yeah.
Namely, Brock Lesnar, beat him twice. They could tell that story in a match against Gunther. Seth walks into WrestleMania next year, champion to face CM Punk. It makes a measure of sense. I'll say Seth Rollins.
It'd be a killer opener for night one. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, because that's where it would land. I have Seth as well on my thing. Kind of makes the most sense. Because he's a good guy also. I don't think Drew McIntyre is going to come back and it's going to be bad guy versus bad guy. I think it'd be kind of cool, and then you can throw CM Punk in there. But yeah, it seems like they're going to move on. WrestleMania is going to be what they wanted to do this year at WrestleMania. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins in the night one opener. All right, let's move on now to the WWE Women's World title. Talking, of course, about Liv Morgan. going to be Rhea Ripley.
It's Rhea Ripley.
I don't know was it going to be sooner than WrestleMania or after, before, or at WrestleMania. During WrestleMania in the night 2 mid card. I got Rhea Ripley as well. That's kind of a foregone conclusion. This one, maybe not. I don't know. Nia Jax, the current WWE Women's Champion.
So someone, I can't remember if it was a chat or a comment mentioned, obviously Nia's Queen of the Ring, so referring to her as Queen Nia quite a bit. At the same time, Charlotte Flair, say she's from Queen City.
Yeah, they call her the Queen.
Yeah, I think
She
that
calls
precedes her
herself
theme
the
and her
Queen.
entrance.
The Queen is here.
So, could be reading into it too much, but I think it's a possibility that Charlotte returns, gets to a program with Nia, beats her for the title. I'm going to say Charlotte Flair.
Do you think that it's possible they do a failed cash-in with Tiffany Stratton?
Yes, I think it is possible, because when she won, or preceding, this year's ladder match, they were making a point how there's never been a failed cash-in for the women's winner of Money in the Bank. So I think it's a distinct possibility.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go straight up with Tiffany Stratton. I feel like they had one failed cash-in this year with the dudes. Not to say they couldn't do it again, but I think they got huge plans for Tiffany, and I feel like you can use that as like a highlight WWE moment, a cash-in, as opposed to failed cash-in. So I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton, but I like the answer for Charlotte Flair. Be interesting to see how they approach Charlotte when she comes back. Yep. Next up, we've got over on SmackDown what they call a mid-card title, the United States title, currently held by one, LA Knight. Who is going to dethrone LA Knight, Larson?
I'm going to go with Carmelo Hayes. I don't know. I mean, he's kind of already in the U.S. title scene. It's him. It's Andrade. Depending on the severity of AJ Styles' injury, maybe he's in there too. I think it'd be pretty awesome if they had, whether it was a 3-way or a 4-way match. Melo gets the win, and then you revisit, or you do Melo and LA Knight 1-on-1. Melo gets the win there too to really solidify the victory and give him a good, interesting title reign with some good stories involved.
Yeah.
Really establish him as a star.
Yeah, I have that as well. I mean, I'm not straying too far from what you're saying here. Carmelo Hayes, I think that this is a guy that was drafted top pick on SmackDown and or top men's pick on SmackDown. You gotta give him something big coming up here and being the guy to take that title off LA Knight. Yeah. I could see that being the case. I could also see it being possibly it's funny because he gets no reactions when he comes out, Andrade. Neither of these guys get reactions when they come out. Partially it's because they're bad guys, but also partially because it's like they just haven't really done much with them until very recently. Hopefully that'll change, but I could see Carmelo being the guy, and I think I'd love to see that, man. All right, next up, we've got Jey Uso. Now, I know that it's probably, given that we've talked about the story of Braun Breaker, he loses and then he wins. This has been a story of his going back. That sort of makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go in a different route than that, though. We'll see where you land on this. Well. I know he just lost last night on Raw, but I feel like there's a story right there for Xavier Woods to get that title off of Jey Uso. Finally realizing, hey, I got to be a bad guy to win stuff. And I think that's the route that it's very possible they could take. So I'm going to go with Xavier Woods here.
I got Braun Breaker. It's just the story they've been telling. So seems like Jey might not have a very long Intercontinental title reign.
Do you think it's going to be next?
We'll see, though.
Because they could easily go Braun Breaker versus Kofi Kingston. They could go Braun Breaker versus Xavier Woods for an extended period of time.
They are doing Braun versus Kofi next week.
Right. I'm saying as a feud, though.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not saying it's going to happen the next couple of weeks, but maybe, I don't know, next pay-per-view. In a month. Crown Jewel. Maybe Survivor Series. Maybe they'll wait till then. I don't know.
Next up, we've got the tag team titles on Raw. I forget what they call those ones. Just those are the world ones.
I think the World Tag Team Championships.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world
pizza
ones.
titles.
The world ones, yeah.
Who do you have beating the Judgment Day?
You wouldn't even know the Judgment Day are tag champs because they don't ever defend them. In my head, I still feel like this will make sense if it were to happen. I don't know if it will, especially with War Games just a month and a half away. Many weeks ago, it looked like Jey Uso and Sami Zayn were poised to be the next tag champs because they defeated the current tag champs in a non-title match. I know Damian Priest and Jey Uso after that also beat the tag champions in a non-title match. Priest seems to be moving on from the Judgment Day stuff. I got Jey and Sami winning those Raw Tag Team Champions.
I do too, and I think there's a good reason for that besides everything you just said. But we have to move on to the next one for my reasoning. The Bloodline. I've got Roman and Jimmy winning those tag titles off them. And if they all walk into War Games, as you got both tag teams
got all the
going in there against Bad Bloodline. Although it'd be weird seeing Roman with a tag title.
Yeah, I know. He hasn't had one of those since he was the
Yeah,
Shield.
right. He hasn't, yeah.
That's a good pick. I'm going with
Motor
City. Come on, they have video packages with CG car in it.
Is it a CG car? It's not a practical car?
I thought it looked CG.
Maybe it is an AI car. It's like twisting all around and stuff.
Maybe, yeah. It's warping through space and time.
The freeway. Motor City Machine Guns. I think that that's good optimism. I think it's kind of unfounded. I think they're going to show up and, probably getting a thing with Waller and Theory.
Probably. A lot of spinning the wheels for a while.
Quite a bit, yeah. I just really wish they would merge those tag divisions, but whatever.
Yeah, no.
Let's talk about the women's tag titles currently held by Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. I feel like somebody that was in the 10-person tag match on Raw this week is going to get them.
So you're saying Pure Fusion Collective?
I guess it's going to be Pure Fusion Collective.
All right.
They got to do something with them.
I know. The stories involved in the women's tag division are... There's not much going on story-wise. Which is a bummer. We talked about extensively on the Raw recap. What a disappointment it was just to have the one match with a bunch of people in it with no stories involved, really. So I'm not saying this is going to happen next week, so I don't think it's going to happen next week. I just put Damage Control because of all the teams, they just kind of feel like the most established.
Oh, they're by far like the most impressive of all those teams. Absolutely.
So I'm going with Damage Control. But I honestly don't.
Yeah, this is a hard one. That's a hard one to predict. All right, man.
I mean, if it'd be nice if they told Triple H told some more interesting stories.
It would be nice. Put a little of that creative energy into it.
Yeah, put some effort into it, Paul.
All right, man. Well, that's it. Let us know who you think is going to dethrone whom in the comments below. Hit that like button and see you guys around.
Bye.